CatDog is a timeless classic cartoon of all time that aired on Nickelodeon from 1998 to 2005. The show has a total of 4 seasons and 68 episodes. I personally think it is one of the most underrated shows on Nickelodeon, and its special charm and fascination still attract me. It's a hilarious and extremely funny series about 2 joint siblings who go through daily adventures and cause chaos. Let's cover the whole series without wasting any time. Let's start by setting some context first. CatDog is 2 joint twins who are not genetically related, but they are like brothers to each other. They live in a town called Nearburg. Both of them have polar opposite personalities. Cat is somewhat smart, clever, cunning, and a little bit selfish, but he loves Dog deeply, while Dog is naive and easily convinced, but he looks up to Cat. The other characters in the series include Winslow, a small mouse who lives in CatDog's wall and always teases them, but deep down actually cares for them, however won't admit it. The Greaser Dogs, a group of 3 dogs, Cliff, Lube, and Shriek, who are the main antagonists of the series and always torment CatDog. Eddie the Squirrel is a mischievous squirrel who is always making trouble for CatDog through different acts like pulling pranks, stealing food, and then there is Rancid Rabbit, who does multiple jobs and is the landlord of CatDog's house. Next, we have Randolph, a well-mannered dog who clashes with CatDog most of the time, and last but not the least, Mr. Sunshine, a kind-hearted personality who is friends with CatDog. The Dog Gone is the first episode of the series, and it starts with CatDog playing with a ball. Dog sees a squirrel, runs towards the squirrel, and fills Cat's mouth full of accords. Winslow tells them how well they get along with each other, but they don't have time for themselves. This makes Cat realize that what he is saying is true. The next day is garbage day, and Cat is worried as he knows the behavior of Dog, and the thing he was worried about happens. Dog starts chasing the garbage truck while making a series of chaos for Cat and injuring him. Cat decides to put a cat costume on Dog, making him cosplay like a proper cat. At first, Cat enjoys his free time, but after some time, he starts missing Dog. Finally, he starts feeling bad and makes up with Dog again while admitting he missed him. We then see CatDog again chasing the garbage truck together and the greasers running after them. Well, I would call it a true friendship. Following the next episode, we see CatDog wants to have tacos at the Taco Depot, but the manager, Rancid Rabbit, bans them due to Dog's unethical behavior. CatDog sees their friend Dunglap at the counter, so they enter the restaurant in disguise but fail. After a series of attempts, like pretending to be a mother with a baby, changing clothes and personalities, and a bunch of other stuff, they fail. Rancid causes huge mayhem every time they enter, refusing to let them eat anything. Seeing the mayhem Rancid caused, Mr. Taco Depot arrives, fires Rancid Rabbit, and promotes Dunglap to manager. He removes the ban on CatDog and also offers that they can eat anytime they want. Cat and Dog go to the beach, where Dog hopes to meet some girls. However, they get caught in a sandcastle somehow. They finally meet 2 cat girls who invite them to play ball, but Dog gets too excited while playing with the ball and starts ruining everything. Well, he kind of ruined his own riz, though a rat yells at Dog for disturbing him from relaxation and flees from the dirty rat jump on the cat and Dog. They start to itch, so they go to Rancid to help them, and he tells them they have fleas. Dog is scared of water, so instead of a bath, he wears a flea belt after getting blamed by Cat. Everyone thinks that they are silly for wearing that goofy belt. Cat tries to take down Dog's belt, but he makes him pass out. He takes Dog to Rancid for a bath. Now they are finally cleaned and free of fleas. A twist happens when they go to the beach, and they see everyone wearing that belt in fashion. Now Cat feels bad for not wearing one, and the episode ends. We see both Cat and Dog doing a job as food testers in the next episode. They try to make their own dog food to compete with Rancid's brand. Winslow helps them, but he secretly adds some gross ingredients to it, but still it blows up. Cat and Dog become celebrities and rich. Cat starts eating too much, gets fat, and even gets bossy, insulting Dog too much. His arrogant behavior starts growing, and in the end, he sees his business fall apart right in front of him. He loses his fame, and he becomes normal. Lesson learned, I guess. On a rainy night, CatDog and Winslow are watching a scary movie about a monster called Toothpick Head. At first, Cat scared Dog with a sandwich that kind of looked like the monster, and he kept teasing him. But later that night, as the rain and storms increase, Cat starts to get scared of Toothpick Head. He even starts seeing toothpicks everywhere. They see Toothpick Head in their bedroom, so they run to the kitchen, where Toothpick Head shoots a toothpick at Dog. After the chaos, they find that Winslow was wearing a costume, and there was no toothpick monster in real life. But out of nowhere, the real Toothpick Head appears and starts chasing them. The episode finishes with a red question mark pouring with blood. As a child, this episode scared the hell out of me. Catching up to the next episode, Cat and Dog are riding on a bike to the airport, where Cat is handling the handlebar of the cycle and Dog is pushing the pedals with his hands. Yep, that's not a stunt they are pulling. That's how they live their daily lives. Cat is also reading a pamphlet and he accidentally crashes the bike into a traffic island, which is full of rush hour traffic. Cat tries to get help by doing multiple things like using a crosswalk to cross the island and calling Winslow for help, but all in vain. Even writing a message in a bottle, but somehow the bottle breaks. While Cat was trying to get help, Dog showed that he was making a hut for them by scraping garbage material. They even start getting food and call this place a paradise. However, after some time, a giant sweeper comes and destroys their paradise. They even see Cat and Dog with beards for the first time in the series. Ultimately, they try to make a boat to escape from the island and launch it into traffic, but after a loony mishap, they are on the back of a truck heading to their house. But somehow they loses the truck and ends up on a billboard. In the episode, All You Need Is Lube, Cat saves Lube from a tick when he gets abandoned by his friends Shriek and Cliff. Lube leaves his gang and starts serving Cat as he helped him when he needed it. But Cat realizes that Lube has gone too far in serving him as Lube starts bothering Cat with his activities. Lube even disrespects Winslow, which makes Cat and Dog feel bad. They come up with the idea of making Lube realize that he has paid off his debt with the help of the Greaser gang. At the end, the gang finally reunites, but Eddie tries to break the bond again by putting a tick on Lube again. But this time, the Greaser gang helps him, and they become one again. Cat and Dog are gardening in their backyard, and while gardening, they discover something in Dog's nose and assume it is diamonds. Cat starts mining more so he can find more diamonds and become rich. Dog befriends his diamond and names it Joy. The next day, a fight occurs between Cat and Dog after Dog is unable to find his diamond and accuses Cat of stealing it. Cat tries to explain that he didn't do anything, but Dog doesn't listen to him. Eventually, Dog finds the diamond on the ground. Soon, CatDog realizes that the diamonds are not actually diamonds but rock candy. One day, Dog finds an injured cockroach at the Nearburg dump, while Dog becomes attached to the bug and even names it Rochi. At first, Cat resists, but eventually agrees to let Dog nurse Rochi until Rochi recovers. Dog's affection for the bug starts increasing and he starts doing gross things with the bug, which makes Cat frustrated. Winslow suggests Cat to build an exterminator robot so they can get rid of the bug. While inventing that robot, Cat falls into a washing machine and the cockroach convinces Dog that he should help Cat. Cat feels guilt for his bad feelings towards the cockroach, but Dog and Cockroach forgive Cat. A mishap happens and the robot becomes active and starts chasing CatDog. They take Rochi back to his old home, the dump, but after returning home, they find out that the robot is still active and Winslow is the one controlling that robot. The next episode starts with Cat and Dog getting beat up by the Greaser gang. They run to their home and Dog starts listening to music. Winslow tells Cat that always Cat gets beat up by greasers, not Dog, like, what did my bro even do? He further suggests that Dog and Shriek should get married. In this way, they will stop tormenting Cat too. Cat accepts this plan, writes a love letter pretending to be Dog, and sends it to Shriek. The next day, they are waiting for Shriek in a park and Cat sleeps while waiting for her. She finally arrives in the park where Cat makes Dog say he loves her. Shriek tells Cliff and Lube that she loves Dog and tells them about her relationship with Dog. They get married, but now the real torment for Cat starts as the Greasers start treating Cat as their slave, while Dog gets good treatment. But here's the twist. This was all a dream. Dog wakes up in the park and realizes reality. Soon Shriek arrives and Cat makes Dog say mean things to her. He ends up getting beat up by the Greasers again. But this time he's happy that she didn't marry Dog and the episode ends. On a very hot day in Nearburg, the city is stuck, but there is a swimming pool outside the city, where Rancid is doing his job as a lifeguard while wearing prison guard attire. Sigh, how many personalities does this dude have? He makes strict rules and implements them. Dog tries to enjoy the pool by breaking the rules and soon gets caught by Rancid. Rancid announces that the pool is now closed and suddenly the pool has become a prison, and people who broke the rules are now prisoners. And we all know something evil will happen when Rancid is in charge of something. Now Rancid Rabbit is tormenting everyone by making them do the hard labor and making unfair rules. Cat starts to fight back after Rancid starts misusing his power. CatDog becomes rebellious and plans to escape together after Rancid locks them in a hot room. They escape through the sewers and end up getting into a school's hallway, where they find another person who's like the female version of Rancid. She's basically Rancid 2.0. They end up being with her, and Dog tells Cat that everything will be fine. In Dog's strange condition, CatDog enters a pie-eating contest, where Dog eats all the pies, even those that were for the contestants. After a while, Dog gets sick and grows bumps on his head. Cat takes Dog to the hospital, where Rancid is the doctor, and he tells Cat that Dog is suffering from a disease called peconitis, and it has no cure, but eventually it disappears on its own. On their way home, a pecan tree begins to grow on Dog's head. They make many attempts to get rid of it, but fail every time. Winslow suggests to Cat that he can earn money by selling tickets and making people laugh at Dog's pecan tree. Just as when Cat is about to showcase Dog's tree to people, the tree somehow disappears, but with a twist. The twist is that now Cat has a pecan tree growing on his head instead, and the episode concludes here. In episode 1 of season 2, we see Cat and Dog riding on a bike, and Dog tells Cat that he wants to go to clown school. They meet a person called Sergeant Sillybells, who challenges Cat in a clown competition. Just to prove him wrong, Cat joins the clown school alongside Dog. They struggle with the training but get discharged after failing it. But Cat still gets a task after begging Sergeant Sillybells for it. They find a person, Susie Sorpus, who never finds anything funny. Their task is to make her laugh at her birthday party. Both of them try to make her laugh but fail badly. At the end, Cat gets tired and has an emotional breakdown, which somehow makes her laugh. The way this kid is changing her behavior, she might be Kanye West. The episode concludes with CatDog getting praised and getting hit by 21 pies, saluted by the clown school members. The episode Dog the Mighty starts with Dog saving Rancid's life and getting a medal from him. After this event, Dog wears superhero attire and calls himself Dog the Mighty, with Cat as his sidekick, Catboy. Now they do multiple adventures together as superheroes. However, when Dog accidentally captures an innocent guy as a thief who is the worker at the bank, Cat insults him, and he loses all of his confidence and goes back to being the normal dog. At home, they see on TV that 2 workers are trapped in a gum factory. Cat encourages Dog to help the workers, and they again dress up as superheroes to save them from being true superheroes this time. On a windy day, Dog makes a kite while Cat reads a book, but a mishap happens when Dog mistakenly lets the kite go, and ultimately they end up on a tropical island. While falling, they crash into the statue of Rancid Rabbit, and the people of the island start to think that they are gods. The people of the island start treating Rancid badly, and Rancid gets furious over this and tries to get his revenge. Cat is doing local magic tricks for the locals until Rancid comes and magically changes a person into a dragon. This makes the people of the island mad at CatDog, and they start chasing them. However, Rancid does magic not only at CatDog, but at himself mistakenly as well, which makes him a mouse. CatDog finally finds their kite, and they flee from that island and land on the Greasers. The episode ends with CatDog getting beat up by the Greasers. The episode Adventures in Greaser Sitting starts with Cat relaxing on his couch and Dog laying bored on the floor. As he's relaxing, Cliff knocks on the door. Cat tries to lock the door, but he breaks the door down and orders them to take care of his niece. While Dog easily takes care of her, Cat faces some issues related to her. When they both are tired and take a rest for a while, Winslow points out that the baby is missing. Just as they are freaking out, Cliff's friend Lou comes to take care of the baby. Cat, not seeing any other option, decides to force Winslow to act as Cliff's niece. Once Winslow is gone with Lou, Cat tries to find the baby. He and Dog find the baby going into a subway tunnel. They try to get her, but she gets away from them and enters a junkyard and starts playing with a big dog. Cat mutters up the courage and gets the kid away from the dog, but the dog beats Cat up. The kid gets away from them once again. The kid sees an ice cream truck and goes inside it after eating all of the ice cream. The kid ties up the truck driver. Due to this, the truck crashes and CatDog catches the kid in this process. They carefully replace Winslow with the niece and leave. In the next episode, CatDog is watching a movie at the theater. Cat finds the movie boring and is tired. At first, Cat tries to sleep, then he decides to cut down the film, but he accidentally puts his hand in the projector and goes into the movie alongside Dog. Now they are trapped in Mean Bob's spaceship and unintentionally start changing the story of the movie by sending Mean Bob to a star. Cat tries to leave the movie but cannot, and he even gets involved in the rescue mission for beautiful Princess Kitten. But Cat is grossed out after seeing her original appearance. In the end, this movie is now titled Space, Part 12, and it becomes a much bigger hit than the original movie. The episode starts with Dog on a jog and Cat sitting behind him in a wheelchair. While they're jogging, they run into Rancid, who invites them to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Without thinking twice, they start eating. Just as they are done eating, he brings in a bill of $34,000. He offers them to either pay up or work under him to pay up. After eating almost everything, CatDog pushes Rancid away. However, he challenges them to a fight. Rancid takes off his clothes, and he's even fatter than CatDog. They start fighting. CatDog starts to push Rancid, but he's stronger than them. He easily throws them away. Just as CatDog is losing, Cat finds a small piece of sushi. He starts to eat it, and as soon as he's done eating it, they turn the tables and easily defeat Rancid. Freeing all the remaining employees he's kept captive. The second part of the episode starts with CatDog converting their home into a hotel. They get a lot of customers, even some famous opera singers. With all the rooms filled, they started having some problems managing all of the customers. While they're already having problems with the customers, some kids are continuously ringing their bells. Between all these problems, some customers start practicing their drums on their roof. Facing all these problems, they decide to end their hotel. But how? While they were thinking of a way, the perfect opportunity knocked on their door. Shriek and her gang suddenly appeared at their door. Cat told them to open their hotel. They agreed to his plan and told Cat that they would steal all his customers. Cat laughed as they left. The next morning, they opened their new hotel, and with the help of Cat, they stole away all of the CatDog's customers. The episode starts with Cat being upset as Dog drags him to a rodeo fair. As they are about to leave, Cat gets in the wrong door, and it's a bull riding event. They try to run away from the bull, but Dog bites its tail. As Cat runs away, he's held back by the tail. Somehow, they end up winning. As they are about to leave, Rancid approaches them and tells them that he could make them a rodeo superstar. Initially, the dog accepts, but the cat refuses. But as soon as they're about to leave, they're met with a crowd of fans. Overcome with pride, Cat signs the contract. The dog's grip on the bull makes them both famous. With all of this going on, one day Rancid comes up to them and tells them that they'll be riding a bull named Pointy Horns McGurk. He's beaten and gored every rider he's ever faced. While Cat is scared, Dog isn't telling Cat that they can ride any bull there is. Rancid tells them that they have to lose on purpose here. While Cat agrees with Rancid, Dog wants to play fair. However, the fight starts, and seeing Dog depressed, Cat decides that they should play fair and win. With all of Pointy Horns McGurk's futile efforts, they still win and emerge victorious. However, the crowd gets infuriated due to this, and they lose all their fame. The second part starts with CatDog at a dentist's clinic. They have their first appointment ever. As soon as they are about to get in, some patients leave the doctor's rooms by saying, "I'm in excruciating pain." They get in, and there is super dangerous equipment. Cat believes that his teeth will be flawless and Dog's will be a mess. However, when the checkup begins, they find out that everything that enters Dog's mouth affects Cat's directly. To protect his dental health, Cat decided to make Dog eat more healthily. However, Dog doesn't listen to Cat. With that, Cat decides to force Dog into brushing his teeth, even fooling him into eating a cake made from toothpaste, but Dog finds out about it. Overcome by anger, they both decide to ruin each other's teeth as badly as they can, leaving both of them toothless in the end. After losing all of their teeth, they apologize to each other and decide to revisit the dentist and get their teeth back again. The episode starts with Lola the bird watching CatDog play under a tree in the sky. After ruining all of Cat's paper toys, she tells them that she's a zoologist and that she would like to study CatDog. Overcome with the greed of getting famous someday, Cat allowed her to study him. They tell her about their different characteristics. Ruining all their time, she starts to examine them closely. While trying to impress some girls, Lola interferes and insults Cat. This is when Cat realizes he doesn't want to be a test subject anymore. Trying to get rid of Lola, they try to get something more interesting than them for Luma to study, but fail. Cat puts whipped cream on Dog's face, making him look like a mad dog. But Lola examines the cream and makes fun of Cat for being scared of Dog. As a last resort, they call Greaser and his gang, pretending that Lola made fun of him. Lola defeats them and finds out that CatDog was trying to get rid of her. She tells them that if they wanted her out, they would have just asked her, and she would have left. She starts packing her bags after this. Overcome by guilt, CatDog apologizes to Lola and lets her study them as long as she does not invade their privacy. The next part of the episode starts with CatDog working as a waiter at a party filled with rich people. Before the party begins, Rancid informs all of the waiters how important this party is. The party starts and Shriek's parents force her to attend the party. She rebels a bit, but she joins the party, saying, "This is the last time." Cat tries to make small talk with the guests, but fails miserably. While Cat is trying to make connections, Shriek comes downstairs. Her friends try to meet her, but she ignores them. Her friends, overcome by her brutality, leave the party as they are leaving. CatDog cheers them up and tells them that they can have fun at the party. They get back and ruin the entire party. Looking at all of this, Shriek becomes super happy and trashes the party with them, and they end up leaving the party and going to their dump together. The episode starts with CatDog cutting a pumpkin for Halloween. While they're getting ready for the party, they get the breaking news. All of the cows have been killed with 2 holes in their necks. As they are getting this news, the cows rise and eat the reporter. Panic starts with this news and people start their hunt for the vampire. While everyone is busy with this, Cat and Dog go out to get candy. As they are getting the candy, the vampires decide to attack them. Lola, after seeing all this, decides to stop the vampires and protect CatDog. To get home early, Cat decides to take a shortcut through the graveyard. As they are getting passed through there, Dog sees a large shadow like a vampire. Cat ignores Dog's warning and continues his journey. The vampires attack and Dog gets bitten by them. They try to get Cat too, but he's wearing a necklace made from garlic. Dog, after turning into a vampire, tries to get Cat too but fails as well. Sharing the same body, Cat decides to protect Dog from all the angry mobs. While running away from the mobs, CatDog meets Lola, who tells them that the only way to turn Dog back to normal is by drenching him in garlic juice. To get enough garlic, they visit the garlic factory, where they are met with all of the vampires. Lola tries to protect them, but she's also bitten by them. In the factory, Cat can't find any garlic and is confronted by all of the vampires. Cat climbs to the roof of the garlic factory, where he finds a large garlic. He sees his opportunity and uses that garlic to turn it into juice. As soon as the vampire lord is about to turn Cat into a vampire, Dog pushes him away and says that he'll turn Cat into a vampire himself. But as soon as he's about to bite Cat, the garlic juice machine starts working and splashes it. The episode starts with CatDog going for a walk in their neighborhood. During their walk, a long arm of delicious fish chili aroma pulls Cat towards a firehouse. While Cat wants to taste that chili, Dog decides to become a firehouse dog and protect the neighborhood. Cat tells him that the only job that a firehouse dog does is sit around. Nevertheless, they decide to get the job. Unfortunately, the position of a firehouse dog was already filled, but they got the job of mopping the floors. While they're cleaning, Rancid calls everyone to get food. He refuses to give it to CatDog, saying it's only for the firefighters. While they're eating, they get a call, locking the chili in a safe. They go to save a person stuck in a tree, leaving CatDog unattended. Cat tries to steal the chili, but as soon as he's about to get it, they get another call. A fire has broken out on a farm. Dog, wanting to be a hero, rushes to help them. Without any water, Dog uses cow's milk to take out the flames, but he fails. Cat spots a fire hydrant nearby without any pipes. He uses his body as a pipe to control the flow of water and take out the flames. Rancid arrives at the scene and fires CatDog for leaving the firehouse, but a farmer nearby tells him about their bravery and Rancid is forced to give them a medal and their well-deserved chili. Later, a show named Nearburg Dog Show is happening with a chance to get to a tropical island. Unfortunately, Dog can't enter as he and Cat have the same body. Cat decides to change their appearance and enter anyway. The show starts with the judges asking a question from Dog. If you had one wish, what would it be? To which Dog replies, I would like to have a big bone. Cat corrects him from the back, and he changes his answer too. And then I will share that bone with every hungry dog in the city. On to the second part of the competition, which is a swimsuit contest. Dog keeps on all of his clothes and simply puts on the swimsuit with Cat still trapped in it. It goes wonderfully with his getting great points. Now it's the third and last part of the competition. Dog, with the help of Cat, plays the piano beautifully using Cat's hand, his feet. The results are announced and Dog wins. However, he feels that his win is undeserving and exposes his true self. All the other contestant dogs try to eat Cat, but Dog runs away from them and tells his true feelings that he's a kind dog who wish shared his bone with all the other hungry dogs. The judges are moved by his speech and give him a trophy. In this episode titled The Geekers, Cat and Dog are relaxing at their house when they hear a bell on their door. The greaser dogs are here to bully CatDog again. CatDog sees them and immediately starts running. The greasers chase them across the city and they run into Eddie, another victim of bullying, who tells them that he wants to join them too, but the greasers make fun of him. Fed up with the bullying, CatDog, Eddie the Squirrel, Dunglap, and Mervis form their own gang, the Geekers. They go around the city picking on kids and start thinking highly of themselves. They get power hungry and decide that they are tough enough to take on the greasers. Well, you can guess what happened next. They end up losing to the greasers and even getting chased by a group of kids that they had bullied earlier in the episode. Cat trims a tree to create topiary trees around the house. Dog, however, discovers a lump of soil while digging and after a series of events, finds a golden hydrant. The greasers, intrigued by the golden hydrant, plan to steal it with the help of Eddie the Squirrel. CatDog set up a museum to display the hydrant, implementing security measures. Despite the museum's success in attracting visitors, Rancid tries to get a discount but fails. In the night, CatDog counts their earnings but eventually falls asleep. The greasers, along with Eddie, attempt a heist. Cat activates traps, causing chaos. In the end, the golden hydrant turns out to be a fake covered in gold paint. Cat is disappointed, but Dog cheers him up. A crocodile swallows CatDog, the greasers, and Eddie. Inside the crocodile, Cat finds the real golden hydrant, leading to a conflict over its possession. The scene ends with Cat stating that the golden hydrant is indeed real as they continue their journey inside the crocodile's stomach. The following episode begins at Lube's garage, where he is doing some mechanic work on an engine while listening to a sad song about being lonely. Well, this is what I would do too if I had a face like him. This causes him to feel sad about being alone. Meanwhile, CatDog is taking a nice drive when their car's engine begins to malfunction. As a result, they go to Lube's garage to get it fixed. Upon opening the front, Lube informs CatDog that the price to fix their car will be hundreds and hundreds, which they can't afford. Suddenly, Mr. Sunshine pulls up in a black limousine to the shop and has Lube fill it with super expensive Supreme gas. While Lube fills the limo with gas, the back window rolls down, revealing a wealthy, rich woman who Lube immediately falls in love with as the limo drives away. Cat thinks of a plan. "You fix our car and we will fix you up with that beauty." Lube agrees. CatDog gives Lube a makeover, transforming him into a gentleman. They attend a polo game where the wealthy woman is present. CatDog disguises themselves as a horse to participate in the game. Spotting the ball, Dog chases it, aiding Lube in scoring. After the game, they offer the wealthy woman a ride, and she accepts. However, the car malfunctions on the way, prompting Lube to fix it. While repairing the car, Lube's genuine personality is revealed, surprising the woman. She, in turn, discloses her true self and confesses her love for Lube. At the end, she kisses him, making Cat feel lonely. Catching up to the next episode, Cat complains to Dog that he doesn't have any hobbies other than chasing, chewing, and rolling in garbage. Cat decides to give Dog some options for his hobby. Dog sees the camera and chooses that taking pictures will be his hobby. He becomes obsessed with it and starts taking pictures of Cat all the time. Cat gets annoyed and tells him to take pictures of other people. Dog takes the camera everywhere with him and starts taking pictures of everyone all the time. He puts all the pictures in an exhibit. Upon visiting, people find that it's filled with embarrassing pictures of them and start fighting. Suddenly, a rich man appears and says he's willing to give millions for these humiliating pictures. They all become joyful and ask Dog to take more pictures of them. The next episode begins with CatDog roaming around the city, and suddenly, they crash into a film shoot. Cat falls in love with Tallulah, the heroine on set. The stuntman there trips and breaks his neck, so the crew needs a stuntman, and CatDog happens to be there. Dog encourages Cat that they should be the stuntman. Cat thinks that he will get to kiss Tallulah, so he agrees. The director chooses Cat as the stuntman. They perform the stunt, and Cat tries to kiss Tallulah, but Randolph, the hero, gets in the way. When the scene is filmed again, Cat ties up Randolph and tries once more. However, after performing the stunt, Cat tries to kiss her, but all in vain as she moves out of the way and Dog ends up kissing a random girl. Whoa, well that was unexpected. Moving on to the next episode, CatDog, tired of being pounded by the greasers, decides to identify their weak point. They ask Lola for help and set up a van with all the necessary equipment. After attaching a camera and microphone to Lola, they send her to spy on the greasers, but she is caught in the process. As an excuse, she tells them that she wants to join the greasers. They praise her and recognize her effort. They say that she could join them and provide her with a contract. As they were about to tell her their secret weakness, Cat and Dog enters their base in an attempt to rescue Lola. Unfortunately, they fail and end up getting pounded by the greasers again. On Cookie Prank Day, Cat wakes up and discovers that he's been the target of pranks all day. Even though he doesn't like this day, Cat decides to go to the annual Nearburg Park picnic. But there are many pranks, like a fake police chase and a joke about a radioactive bear, that mess up his plans. When he's at the park, Cat keeps getting pranked. He says he's done with Cookie Prank Day. Suddenly, a spaceship shows up and shoots lasers, causing chaos. Cat reveals that it's all part of his big prank. Now, everyone thinks Cat is a prank master. Real aliens from Zorktopia appear, but they turn out to be friendly Fernuvalites who also enjoy Cookie Prank Day. CatDog wears alien costumes, scaring everyone at the park. People love the prank, and CatDog confesses that they use a remote control to make it happen. They say they really love Cookie Prank Day. Proceeding to the next episode, Cat and Dog are getting excited about this big high school reunion dance. But Cat hits a problem. Turns out he never finished high school because he did not go the last day. Now he needs to go back just for one day to grab that diploma and show up at the reunion. As they go through classes, Cat is trying to impress Sally, his old crush. But everything just goes wrong. The cafeteria turns into a total mess with food flying everywhere, and guess who gets blamed? Yeah, Cat. In detention, Cat realizes the school rules are way stricter now. The big challenge is gym class, and Cat has to climb a rope. It's not easy, but after some serious effort, he finally makes it to the top. Sally thinks it's kinda cool, and he finally gets the diploma. All set for the reunion dance, Cat gets pulled over by the cops. Apparently he doesn't have a driver's license, and Sally starts thinking he's not so cool. Now Cat has to attend driving school instead. In the episode, the greasers watch a Catzilla movie in a theater. Lube is scared of Catzilla, but Cliff tells him that Catzilla is not real. Eddie interrupts them and talks about what he would do to Catzilla, but Cliff dismisses him. Eddie, upset with the greasers' mistreatment, vows revenge. The next day, Cat and Dog discuss avoiding violence from the greasers. On TV, it is announced that a monster is approaching Nearburg. Dog sees a giant cat and realizes it's mad at the greasers. Cat suggests the giant cat could help them, and they go to meet it. The greasers, after a fight with CatDog, encounter the big cat and get captured. CatDog discovers that Big Cat is a robot and Eddie is controlling it, who plans to turn Nearburg into a walnut orchard. CatDog and the greasers end up enslaved in Eddie's scheme. CatDog chases Eddie, exposing Eddie's true identity and foiling his plans. Eddie lands in the hands of the greasers, expressing a desire to join their gang before meeting his punishment. In the first episode of Season 4, Cat and Dog feel left out during the Parents' Day celebration in Nearburg, because they don't have any parents. There's an actual fan theory that CatDog are actually subjects of an alien experiment and they were sent to Earth from another planet and merged together for scientific observation. What do you guys think about it? Comment now. Dog misses the wonderful times with their mom and dad, but Cat says that they've been on their own since they can remember. Cat believes they will never find their parents, but Dog thinks otherwise. Dog reveals a secret room with balloons from past Parents' Day celebrations and insists that their parents care about them. The next morning, it was announced that there would be a volcano eruption in Old Uppenchuck. Winslow recalls the first day he met CatDog and the joy it brought him. Cat questions why Winslow never mentioned this before, and Winslow explains that they never asked. Cat deduces that they might be from Yonderland, where Old Uppenchuck is located. Dog excitedly suggests going there to look for their parents, and Cat agrees. As CatDog begins their journey to Yonderland, Winslow informs the Greaser Dogs that CatDog is away searching for their parents. At a rest area, CatDog encounters aliens returning as abductees, but they end up getting abducted themselves. In the spaceship, they mistakenly believe they see the shadows of their parents, but soon realize it's just other abductees. CatDog manages to escape by glassing off into space, but Dog causes the ship to go out of control. Crashing back to Earth, CatDog is on the brink of being eaten by the lake monster. In the continuation of the episode, as CatDog is being digested by Bessie, the lake monster, Cat devises a plan to escape by creating a hairball, which surprisingly succeeds. While escaping, the Greaser Dogs try to follow them, but end up being swallowed by the monster. Upon landing, they find themselves on a sharp rock. Dog begins sniffing around in search of his parents, but Cat insists on heading straight to Yonderland. However, when they come across a sign for Yokelberg, they see a town celebrating 50 years of peace between a clan of dogs and cats. Cat becomes hopeful that Hound Dog, McDog, and Pussycat Catfield might be their parents. The Greasers who are chasing CatDog also reach there. It turns out the couple are Lube's parents. During the celebrations, Cat accidentally burps in front of a girl, and according to local custom, a burp in a lady's face signifies a proposal for marriage. Cat angrily refuses to marry her, which causes a feud between the two clans. In the concluding part of the episode, the feud between the two clans escalates in Yokelberg, with CatDog blaming each other for the chaos. The fighting results in the destruction of the entire town. CatDog manages to escape on a log as the Catfields and McDogs continue to blame each other. CatDog finally arrives in Yonderland, where Dog searches desperately for their parents but ends up disappointed and loses hope. Dog expresses regret for searching and wishes he were more like Cat. However, Cat admires Dog's determination in looking for their parents. As they experience an earthquake, a four-eyed monster rescues them and says Dog's catchphrase. Dog recognizes the monster as their mother, but Cat is shocked by the four eyes. Apparently, the middle pair of eyes were of a small frog, their father. In a flashback, CatDog's parents recount the wonderful times they shared and the day they got separated in a tornado. The parents explain that they have been searching for CatDog ever since. Cat and their father recognize each other, leading to an emotional reunion. Cat shows them the other half of their pacifier. Winslow arrives, startled by CatDog's parents, and introduces them to their parents. Winslow expresses sadness, but when offered to stay with CatDog, he declines. The Greaser Dogs, Catfields, and McDogs appear to be CatDog, but a tornado appears. Cat ties his parents together, and they escape back to Nearburg. The Greaser Dogs, Catfields, and McDogs are swallowed by Bessie. The episode ends with CatDog and their parents celebrating Parents' Day in Nearburg. In the next episode, exactly 1 year after Dog saved Rancid's life, the town celebrates with a special Dog the Mighty Day. However, Cat refuses to embrace the role of being Dog's sidekick, finding it embarrassing. Seeing the opportunity, Randolph steps in to become Dog's new sidekick. Cat starts to feel neglected and mistreated as Dog and Randolph enjoy the spotlight. The mayor decides to build a statue for Dog the Mighty. To regain attention, Cat devises a plan to expose Dog's lack of superpowers by creating an incident with a falling statue. However, Dog once again manages to save the day by rescuing Rancid. In an unexpected turn, Cat ends up becoming Dog's sidekick again, but now as the third sidekick, joining Dog the Mighty and Randolph. Cat becomes the new sidekick identity of Kid Kitty. The episode starts with Dog being excited to meet their parents. Cat tells him to calm down, but Dog wants to have all the preparations made perfectly. As they are debating, their parents arrive. A small frog and a barefoot with 3 eyes. Suddenly, Cat is fully changed. He's all dressed up and presents a giant foot massager to his mother. While he's showing all his stuff, the dog shows the garbage he's kept for his parents. His parents appreciate him a lot, and they start playing a game of tag in which Dog and his mother have to tag their father. They ruin the entire home and city because of this. Then they go fishing, where Dog is bonding even better with their parents. Cat shows them all the past pictures of his accomplishments, but his parents ignore all of them and only focus on Dog. Overcome with rage, Cat decides to bury his parents' van, and while Dog is asleep, he blames Dog for all that. Dog, after waking up, thinks that he's responsible for this and confesses that it was him, but his parents, thinking that Dog was truthful, appreciate him even further. This makes Cat even more jealous and starts crying. Seeing all this, his parents apologize for their behavior, and they tell him that they love both of them equally. There is another fan theory that CatDog are the result of a genetic experiment performed by a mad scientist. That's why they have no parents. Do you guys agree with it? Comment now. I personally think it is one of the most underrated shows on Nickelodeon, and its special charm and fascination still attract me. That was the whole story of CatDog from beginning to end. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you in the next one.